Alright, welcome back to Kamen Review episode 193. Yeah, this particular Kamen series it's still ongoing right now. It is currently 10 episodes in, so I figured they'll just knock this out of the way. And probably going to review this on a regular basis while it's coming out, but I will be continuing reviewing basically, the other series per se. The newest Kamen series that only started just 2 months ago, like a little over 2 months ago this happened, when they released the very first episode of this one. This is Kamen Zeztz. Yep, Kamen Zeztz. And we start off with, a celebrity who's held hostage named Nem. He's a very popular celebrity. And then we have our main character who's like, oh, I'm a secret. Like he basically he's walking, and then he gets an assignment like, you have your assignment, save the target. Then he proceeds to put on, basically he acts like he's James Bond, puts on a white shirt, carries like a gun, and then he proceeds to just break into the facility, the room basically where they're holding Nem, and infiltrate, as one of the guy's goons, and knocks him out. And when he shoots them, apparently it doesn't puncture their body, it just creates little bruises on them, because it's obviously probably just rubber bullets, because the cakes that kill people on screen, kill people with actual bullets. So, and no blood here. So he just does his raft of freeing Nem, and he gets away. Then he just wakes up. He's forced to wake up by his sister, which I read it was actually supposed to be his older sister, but they made the younger sister because of the actress. Because I think maybe the reason why, because the actress they casted, probably people would not buy the fact, given how she is, she probably wouldn't act like an older sister to me. So, and be normal, but he can't exactly do any good deeds because it's all in unluck for him. Very bad luck. So then he proceeds to have a kid being run out by a truck, ends up in the hospital, and then he wakes up in the dream. Well, actually, he basically is asleep, and he wakes up and there's a monster attacking him. A monster whose head looks a lot like the helmets from, I kid you not, from Boomumanger. By the way, his real name is Baku Yazuru. And the creature, they identify what this creature is. They don't identify what this creature is until the very next episode. And it's referred to as a nightmare. Yep, a nightmare. Yeah, when I first saw this creature, I'm like, wait, is that Boomanger? Well, the head looks so similar to that. Makes sense. I was right about this one with Boomanger, because apparently his suit actor he's only played Bun Black from Boomanger. Okay. And he also replaced the current suit actor for Gozuzer, Kosuke Asi, who had retired due to his declining health. And but by the way, also, for this show, he runs away. Also, before I continue here, each episode has got one-word titles. The first episode is called Start. And I've never come across this before, per se, where, out of all of the episodes that air so far for the show, for any of the Kamen Rider shows, where they basically been one-word titles. Yeah. I think sometimes maybe had a show that had all but like 1 or 2 episodes be like one word. But this one, yeah, it's all like one word. It basically start and explode. So, and throughout this, we also debut a few other new characters here, aside from our lead and his sister, and of course the monster. We debut a detective who is the head of the Tokyo. Get this. Okay, it's their paranormals division, which next episode is actually headquartered of a truck. And the other 2 characters are Nasuka Nagamo, who apparently had just transferred it and all about the whole thing investigating all these cases. Apparently she was previously in Kamen Zeztz, just prior to this, as the character Sei Gohana. I think that's how you pronounce the name. So yeah, they brought her back here for the show. Well, apparently in that show she was a Kamen Rider. In this show, nope, he's just a detective. She's like, oh, and the actress herself is 24. So yeah, it's kind of interesting they brought her back here. Yeah, only like I said, only her second ever Kamen Rider series. And here she's like, and there's also Manami Yazuru, and okay, that's the sister. And we also show off this character named Nooks. Yes. Who's played by Yuki Bukara. And this is actually his very first. Apparently, I read about this guy. The guy is also a YouTuber. Yeah, he is in fact a YouTuber. And somehow, some way, he got a chance to be in this. Yeah, and then also like. Then he gets transported to this room where he meets supposedly his boss, Commander Zero, who's a guy in silhouette. He's like, oh yeah, and then basically. Oh, it's interesting that the motorcycle that appears in the show is loose based upon Cyclone from the original show. And then, like, yeah, you want to become an agent? Or recruit it? Like, basically made like a promotion for him. And then he opens up a case. Like, you probably think, ooh, this is like basically like a James Bond. It's like, oh, look, it's a cool gadget. Basically, it's our henshin belt with a little ball. He puts it in. He, of course, got a bruise. He just does this. He does his finger. Does the henshin thing. And becomes this. Yep. Not identified as Zeztz, but yeah, that's Zetz's suit. I did read apparently this was the very first suit under the Real era that actually had the color green in the attire. The suit itself reminds me a little bit, I would say a lot of the original suit per se, except the eyes were this big red. And we do show in the very next episode that these balls come from a particular machine. You just turn and then drop these little, like, toy ball things that become part of his suit. And then he proceeds to beat the gun nightmare with his rider kick and destroys him. And then the very next episode, he meets up with the two people from Oh, the other guy's name is Tsutsuya Fujimi. Mm-hmm. And he's played by Kenta Mishima. Apparently, he previously appeared in an episode of Kamen Gav, like the previous show, but that was a one-shot character, while this is a full-time character. And he's like very excited to meet him. There's also a thing about, oh, there's this, yeah, and also we debuted the, so the items are known as capsiums. Basically, it's a machine. So yeah, so Zero basically is a motorcycle. Yes. Apparently he's the first, like, he's also commanded this motorcycle that Zeztz first one since Atuvujin from Kamen Rider 5s. Interesting. I'm going to watch this one really soon. When? You'll find out and see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then of course he like mentions, oh yeah, apparently like how he gets find out about this particular machine is that this is interesting. So he gets access to his room thanks to his closet, which he basically pulls down this coat hanger with the Zeztz on it, which also is the logo for the show, and then opens up and his clothes disappear. Where his clothes go, don't know. And of course he accesses the room, and that's to show up all the air stuff here. It's like in the case of the first episode, it's like kicking the series off. I would say in the case of 2, it's more of launching a little bit into the series lore for a little bit. Yeah, and all about this bomber stuff, and of course you see Nem-chun, that's what he refers to her as, where she appears in everybody's dreams for reasons. And of course also, but not through things that, oh, it's basically the most of the paranormal stuff because no one takes it seriously. Yeah. And you're like, okay. And he does battle, well, the bomber. He does get a new weapon in episode 2. This being the Breakum Zeztz. Yeah, and apparently it's also, we get, like, the whole thing with Nux. We don't really mention his name, but that's who his name is. His name is Nux. Where apparently his nightmares are created by opening doors. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, in case you're curious, where I'm watching this from, not some unofficial website, some other websites like other series do. This I'm watching on YouTube because there's an official YouTube channel dedicated to relations called the Tokusatsu channel. That's where you can find this one, Gates01. I think you also can find the original Kamen Rider series in there, but that is it. You can't find any other series on there associated with Kamen Rider on there. You have to go to other websites to find them. But really good start for the series so far. I'm enjoying this. Also, we see Nem where she's posing the police for a day, which probably is a Japanese thing. I like to have a thing like that here in the U.S. Yep, so yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is My Hero Academia. Okay, thanks, you. Bye.